Hello, friends. It's Friday. It's going to be full of bloopers and fun shenanigans. So, as you come on, be prepared to deal with my craziness because, as you know, I don't do fun folds and we're going to do one. So, once you jump on, at least give me like a hi, a heart, or something, just so that I know that you're here. So, for the first time ever, I'm somewhat prepared. Now, I say that with a grain of salt because y'all know that I fly by the seat of my pants. But we're going to do this, okay? So, you know that every Friday I come on with a lunch and chat. This is going to be way longer than a lunch and chat. So as people come on, they come on. And as they don't, they don't. So we are going to be making this card. It's a circle bend card. And hi, Christine. You're from Northern Kentucky. Yay. Hello, friends. Hi, Jana. Hi, Tanya. And hi, Justine. Okay. So I've said I am not a fun fold person. And this is going to be full of bloopers. Like, I don't like to measure. I don't like to fold, cut, bend. And we're going to do it because it is Memorial Day weekend. And speaking of Memorial Day weekend, if you haven't already checked it out, some of you already have because I've seen you place orders. But we have 20% off the entire site. No code is needed. Just go place your order. It's going to be there. And while supplies last, you'll get a free 10-pack of slimline card or envelopes. The colors are going to be random, so good luck with that. But I will make this PDF available to you guys. I will write a blog post. And if you go to the website, go to the post and you'll be able to download this. But I have this here for my own instructional purposes because I made this card halfway through. All right. So if you want to know what we're making, I saw that you placed an order, Tanya. Thank you so much. So it really does fit into an A2 card base or envelope. See, it's not a problem. But we made these special little arms, and I've left it very grossly done. I didn't even erase like any of the pencil marks or anything like that. But like, see, watch me. I can't even do this because I'm on camera and I'm nervous. And Gracie is already showing her support by yelling. She has been a screaming fool this morning, y'all. So that is the card we're gonna make. It is so stupid easy, but you know it's me and I'm not a fun folder. Anyway, so we're going to start with the base, and then if any of you are here for the coloring, that's going to be a long time from now, but I will color, and I'm coloring the entire Let Freedom Ring stamp set minus the porcupine. So on this, I'm getting my glasses on. We have the Let Freedom Ring, we've got the fireworks, we've got the, a squirrel. Is that a squirrel? I think it's more like a chipmunk playing the flute. We've got this little raccoon holding the flag. We've got this cute little deer with a bandana. We've got the bald eagle. We've got the porcupine playing the trumpet. We've got this cute squirrel playing the drums. And we've got this bear playing the tuba. Then we've got these little music signs. We've got stars, Baby You're a Firework, which is, of course, from Katy Perry. Have a Bang Up Day, have a Yankee Doodle Day. And so let's get into the follies because I am going to be a hot mess. I mean, I'm a hot mess every day, but you're going to see it in full bloom. So is anybody excited for this? I'm excited. All right. So the first thing, this is actually very easy. I'm building it up like it's terrible, and it's actually not bad. The worst part is knowing how to use your scoreboard. So I am using my mini EK Tools one just so that it'll fit on camera. And I am scoring at a 1/2 inch all the way down. I'm flipping it over because I don't want to do the math. And I'm scoring again at a 1/2 inch. Feels like that's kind of like skipping a little bit. All right. So then on this side, doesn't matter which side, just pick a side. Justine says she's so glad to be spending the day crafting with me. We're going to go at another 1/2 inch. And you know, I'm not doing the math, so, and we're just going down to that score line, okay? So basically we've got 2 little corners here, and that measures, this piece here measures 6.5 by 3. This card base here is 5.5 by 4 1/4. So go ahead and cut this out if you want to craft with me. This next one is, and I'm looking at my cheat sheet because I won't remember any of this. It's 6.5 by 1.75. And so we are going to score at a 1/2 inch again. Flip it. Do it at a 1/2 inch. Then we're going to pick a side. Do a 1/2 inch again. And you know, again, I'm not mathing today, so another 1/2 inch. So I'm just reinforcing that. So the first thing I'm going to do is take a little scissors and I'm going to cut those little marks all the way down to that score line. Are you guys shocked that I'm doing this? Because I am. Because you know, I usually do the easy stuff when I'm online because I want to make a complete fool out of myself. So now I'm just going to lob off a corner on each side. And I'm going inward. I'm sorry, we're going from the inside to the outside corner. So we're just making a little arrow-ish. Okay, we're going to do that on both of those sides. If you are like a super crafter, you can already keep up with me. Like you already know, like you've probably already got this stuff cut. You're probably ready to go and we're going to do this. But this is a circle bend card. I don't know if it's truly a circle. That's what I'm calling it. So from the inside out to that corner. From the inside out to that corner. There's like no rhyme or reason to it. I'm going to put my scoreboard away. Now to find my score tool. And now I am just bending those over and I'm going to reinforce those scores on both sides. So our trash people are so conveniently coming now, so I'm sure you can maybe hear the garbage disposal or the garbage trucks emptying the garbage, and we had a lot of it this week. Wow. So I'm really just making sure these flaps are nice and reinforced. So that's on all the arms. Man, they are loud. They are late today. All right. So again, this is what we're making. We're making a patriotic card. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put a bead of glue, or we can use score tape. In fact, I'm going to use some score tape. I know I rarely do this. I'm always a barely art girl. But I just think for instant gratification, we're going to go ahead and use some score tape. I grabbed that a little bit short. If you're new to the channel, I would love it if you would like and subscribe, as we are always doing something on the channel. I am live every Friday at 1 o'clock, Tuesday at 6 o'clock. Last night I did a spur of the moment. I did a spur of the moment live at 7 p.m., but that's not going to be normal. So you want this to butt up evenly, like square to square, because you don't. So that's the one thing about me not using my glue, which I'm already panicking. And so we've got a nice spot here, okay? Now we're gonna do another piece of score tape. And Justine is on the channel once a month, and then I've got two more lovely gals that are waiting on their products to show up. I sent them out yesterday, and they will start being on the channel once a month, and then they will be doing 2 or 3 more videos a month on their own channels. So there's going to be a lot of pajama crafter inspiration out there, whether it's on our channel or on somebody else's. So we're doing the exact same thing. We're making sure that this little floppy flop is going that direction, and we're going corner to corner. Justine asked everybody what they're doing for Memorial Day weekend. I actually do not have a lot of plans this weekend, but who's to say I'm not? So what we're gonna do next, I have to kind of see. So on the card base, we are going to measure in. Where's my you guys? There it is. We are going to measure in 1 3/8 of an inch. So that would be at that score mark. It would help if I was on inches. I kept looking at it like, what's going on? So that's a 4, so that would be an 1/8. And I'm using a pencil. It's like, why did I practice this ahead of time if I wasn't going to put my stuff back? So 1 3/8 is right here at the 0 mark, because I have my 1 3/8 right here at the end. Okay. And then we want this cut. Gracie, that's enough. Hello. And we're going to be about 3/4 of the way up where we want that to kind of start. And we want that to be, I don't know, about 1.5 inches. So I'm putting those lines there so that you can see it. So basically what's going to happen is this piece is going to like slide into there. And so what I'm doing is I'm lining up this piece. So I really kind of want to make sure that this line is a little bit longer, it looks like. So it's a really good rule of thumb to start. You can always add to a cut, but you can't you can always start small and then add to it if you need to. So then on this piece, this is the floppy arm. This is the big one, the fat one. We are going to go, hold on, 1 1/4 inches in, and about 1/2 inch up. So I'm on the inches. I'm making sure that my 0 is aligned, so I know where 1 1/2 inches is. Okay, and we're going about 1/2 inch up. So I actually kind of guesstimated that correct, and I think we're going to go about 1 inch long. So I'm always drawing those things. So Tanya says that she is going to be working on her craft area. She recently moved from a bedroom to the basement where you have more space. Oh, it's a disaster. I get that. So when I first moved here, I originally was going to have my craft room in the man cave. And then our son said, I would really like to have the man cave. Which, why wouldn't you? I mean, he's like, you know, he's got his own little mini fridge down there. Well, he did. He doesn't live here anymore. But he had his own little mini fridge, and he had his own little coffee cup, or his coffee bar, and the washer and dryer were down there. And part of that's the other thing burns me, is he was supposed, now this is by Slice. It's a ceramic, so it doesn't actually like have a blade that'll hurt you. And I know my finger is supposed to be in it, but I always cut at an angle when my finger is in there. And then Janice says she wants to tackle her cubbies in her room. So I bought some blending brushes from Amazon for a make and take for when we do shows, and they're not what I want. I really need to do like mini foam daubers, but I was trying to be economical, you know, and it didn't work. So the first thing we're gonna check now is to see if this flap will fit in there. And you might need to kind of like train your paper to bend. So when I say that, you kind of want to use your bone folder and kind of get it going. I'm not saying bend it, I'm just saying like not like crease it. Okay, so mine was just a hair too short. That's what I'm saying, is you want to, it's easier to cut twice than cut wrong. What's the saying? Measure twice, cut once. Well, I'm kind of eyeballing this. All right. I'm still a hair too short. I just should have followed my gut and gone all the way up. I'm just trying to be super careful so we don't have to do this twice. And I don't know if you know this, but it's really hard to do it on camera because you can't get your head in over the camera because you're all trying to see it. So like doing it at an angle, like if you were doing it at your desk at home, you'd be already done with this. Watch this, because I'm done. You know how like we learned in kindergarten where sometimes you just have to put the scissors in there and work it. Speaking of kindergarten, Justine, are you done with school or are you still working on it? Like, do you have a few more days left? So I need to elongate this one just a hair too. Do you see how that's working now? So now here comes the fun part. We're going to go ahead. I always use a white eraser, and the pencil I have on it has a white eraser because it doesn't leave nasty marks. This is where the fun part comes in. We're going to glue this down. Centered on the card base. So this is 4 by 5 1/4, and I am going to put my glue down away from the actual slices. Christine says she needs to reorganize her craft room too. She needs more places to put it, or just need to stop buying new stuff. So I'm like you guys. I tend to still buy things even though I have a craft store. And I have learned that everything has a time. So now I'm going on the back side, and once I have used something, I kind of go, do I love this still? Or do I need to move it on, give it away to someone else? So I'll do D-stashes, or I'll take it to like schools or to nursing homes. I don't feel like I even cut through that. That's very frustrating. I'm putting some elbow grease into this. Okay. So now we've got it. Now, we don't have a real problem with this one, so let's just go ahead and do the easy one. This one is cut by, what is this small one? Pattern paper. This is 1.5 by 5 1/4. And this one didn't have to, you don't have to cut any slack, you know, like slots in it. So let's just get her done. So are you guys laughing at me struggling? Because you know I don't do fine folds. Like, I'm doing this for you. I'm doing this because I don't want you to be bored with my channel. Like, I want you to come back and, you know, do, you know, see all the things. I don't want you to think I'm a one-trick pony, but the truth of it is I probably am closer to a one-trick pony. So now I'm going to put the glue down. Away from the slot that's there. And now I'm just going to center that. Very pretty. And now we're going to use that same channel. Going to use some elbow grease and get her done. That's one thing about using these ceramic knives. I'm not 100%. I don't know that I love them. Like, it was like, I think the idea for the safety part of it's really nice, but I'm not sure that they work 100% like the way the other ones do. And see, I still need a bigger slot. I don't know what is all over this scissors. It's making me crazy though. I think it's here. I've got it in here. Okay. Now, if I was teaching at a retreat or something, y'all, we would have this. I would practice this like 5 million times, so I didn't make a fool out of myself. But right now, I am just here to have some fun with you guys, and that is what I'm doing. If I wanted to get all into it, that's why I'm going to give you the PDF. So you can go home and you can practice it while you are home, but you can do it on your own time and you don't have to worry about my shenanigans. No matter what I do, it just seems like I don't have a big enough piece, like slat. This is really frustrating me right now because I did it the first time with no problems at all. Oh. Like, that is plenty big, you guys. I don't know what the problem really is. Like, I literally practiced this and I was done in like 2 minutes. I think it's just because I'm on camera. It's like it's like we're on the blooper show. See how this does not want to feed through that backside? Why? Why is it doing that? Somebody who's an engineer needs to talk to me. Oh, I see what's happening. It's going between the 2 layers. You guys, it was going through the paper and not out the backside. Ah! I just laughed at myself. I'm like, this is not supposed to be this hard. Now this one's giving me a hard time. And it's because it needs to be just a hair bigger. Now that other one came out. Oh my God. Are you guys dying? Because I'm dying. I'm like, my face has to be like bright red right now. I'm horrified that I can't manipulate paper. This is why you need to find the person that does fun folds, and you need to go to their channel. There. Oh! I'm ready to scream. I'm so embarrassed. I could just die right now. And the whole point of this is that you're supposed to be able to feed this through and then undo it. There we go. Feed it through, and then you can then undo it so the recipient can so it can go into an HU fold. But okay, now that I've made a fool of myself, I am going to put this Let Freedom ring on there. Hi Brian, I've been making a complete fool out of myself today. I'm having fun though. So I did stamp this up, and then I put some tick marks in there just to look like faux stitching. And I had a booger with this another time, and I just, ugh. So I am going to hand deliver this sucker to whoever gets it. So I am going to totally cheat. And I am just going to put a piece of tape down there. Maybe. Oh my God. Maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm not. Because now I'm tearing everything apart in the process of trying to do it. Oh my gosh. So in theory, you're supposed to just be able to lay it flat and be done. But I'm failing the assignment. So I am going to tape this one down. No, I'm not. There is no, I am dying, you guys. I'm ready to just, I feel like this is not going to stay on my channel because I'm afraid that I'm embarrassed. I feel like a monkey. I know what I'm going to do because I'm done playing. Putting a piece of score tape there. So I'm telling you that this actually really works. I'm telling you that I am a monkey. And can't do the things. So I just tape that down. Gonna burnish that. And we're gonna tape that little sucker down too, because I'm done. So, and I know Justine knows this because she's on my design team and we've talked about this a few times. Like, when you see edited videos, you see all the things that go right. And so when you as a crafter, you go, why can't I do this? Or they make it so easy, and like you don't, like, all of this stuff is edited out. And the point is, we all make mistakes. Period. And it's still not sticking. Oh. So while that dries, I'm leaving that alone, just like that. Okay, we're gonna get to the coloring. I know how to color. For those of you who like watch my channel, you actually do know I do know how to color. So let's do that, because at least that we can do and we can get through. So what I did was I used some liquid glue, I used some Barely Art glue, and then I used my whatchamacallits. My reverse tweezers, and I clamp those down while it dries. So I'm good for this eagle. I'm going to use the E47, 44, 43, and 42. So I'm going to try to use a lot of the same colors for all the animals. So this E49 is going to be our shadow color. So Tanya says it's good to leave it in. It's good for the newer card makers. I know, but I've been card making for a long time. Like, I should know how to fold things, and I feel like a dingbat today. And it's not that I didn't practice. You guys saw how the other one went in like perfectly. So we're gonna do a few little flicks at the top of the wing. Maybe a few down here. And that's with the 49. With the 47, we're just gonna feather those strokes in some more. Okay. And then down here at the breast, I'm gonna kind of embrace what the artist drew in. So that one wing is going to be almost completely in shadow. So even this new release is 20% off, which I never put the new release on sale this fast. But, you know, it's a patriotic one. We're doing a patriotic holiday, and I wanted to do that for you guys. So hope you take advantage of it. Even the stuff that's on clearance, you can use the 20% off. It just comes off the entire website. It's almost too good to be true. So the faces are normally white, right? But I am going to put a little bit of this brown on each side. Under the beak as well. And then I'm going to grab my W3 and my W1. So the W3, I'm going to kind of feather some of that in. Then where this hat would be, do you see how that W3 is almost that same color as that brown? So we're just kind of shading that brown just a hair more. Then we're going to come in with that W1. And we're going to kind of leave that alone. Did you know that their beaks are actually yellow? So I am a weirdo. I cannot stand it when folks color beaks yellow or their feet yellow, because most birds' beaks are not, and their feet are not yellow. So it makes me, because I have two birds, as you heard the one screaming, and that's just not like actually true. However, for our bald eagle, it definitely is. So that was the 42, and we're going to leave him alone. We're going to give him some cheeks, because every cute little critter needs some cheeks, if you don't agree. Yes, I know that this is not like anatomically correct. It's my party, and I'll cry if I want to. Alright, so now we're going to do our reds and our blues. And I am a huge proponent of mapping the things out. So, red likes to bleed, so I do my red last. So around these stars, I'm going to go in with my lightest color blue, which is a B21. And then I'm going to come in with B28. Is that 8? B28? Going to put a little bit on this side. Then B24. And I'm going to leave it alone. So now I'm going to map in my reds. So my one stripe is going to be an R24. Going to skip one. And y'all know I like red, so we're going to go ahead and make the feather red. I think the last time I colored these, I left it white. The brim of the hat would also be red. So we're just kind of mapping the colors. I'm going to come in with our darkest color now, which is R59. And I'm going to keep it kind of to the left-hand side and up the center of the feather. And I'm going to kind of go around the brim going to hit my R29, which is also another. Justine, thank you. It's been lots of years of practice. And we're going to go ahead and kind of boop. Okay. R4, 6 is next. And just for good measure, because I like my stuff to blend, I'm going to take my R24. We're going to be using these colors over and over and over again. That's why I'm like, if you guys want to try to make my bendy card, this would be a good time to try that. Now, anything that's white still has shadow. So we are still going to put, except for the stars, I'm leaving those white. A little bit of C3. And a little bit of C1. And we're going to get out our Sharpie. And anywhere that we kind of messed up the stars, we're going to brighten that up. And I'm going to give him like little dots in the eye. And a little shine on his beak. And maybe a few dots on his chest. And that's it. So he's done. So Justine says she's got to go. It's like I said, this is going to be a much longer. I mean, I messed around with this card for so embarrassed. You guys, I'm so embarrassed. How did that become a thing? I still want that to bend. I still want that to lay flat. So now that I've got that part glued, I'm gonna put a piece there so it doesn't come apart. And we're gonna fix that back, because who wants a card that's like messed up? All right, I know it's bothering me more than it's bothering you. I get it. All right. So I am still going to map out my reds. So the top of an American flag, the first stripe is red. So I'm using my lightest color, and I'm following that through. And it always ends in red because it's an odd number. Okay? And I am going to use this mid-tone, which is the B24. And I'm going to color the whole thing blue. I'm not going to worry about those stars. The artist actually only put them in as black. She didn't leave any white space because, let's be honest, that would be really hard to do in this. There, and then I use that B28. Now I'm going to skip that R59, which I know goes against my norm. And then I'm going to use this R29 instead. And just at the base where these start, and maybe here at the end. And you saw I kind of have a mess up. That's fine. We're going to use that. We're going to use that white gel pen or Sharpie. Okay. Let's go ahead and fix that. So at that point, you can just kind of doesn't have to be perfect. All right. I have all these markers over here, but we're going to use them again. So I'm going to do the deer And this raccoon, the same color. Not the deer, I'm thinking head, the eagle. So around his eyes are going to be black, right? So under that, I'm going to do an R49. Going to kind of go up here. I'm going to flick a little bit of that down. And I'm going to give him some shadow under his chin. So the shadow would be like where the other leg is over the other. So I made sure to go thick there. And then on this back side, he would have some shadow. And then where this flag is overhanging, he'd have shadow. Now I'm going to go in with that E47. And I'm going to go in much heavier with this one. Because I don't want him to be light and airy like the eagle. Did you guys know that eagles are, so I follow the ones at Big Bear in California. So that it's Sunny and Gizmo are the newest ones, and then the mom are Jackie and Shadow. And I'm very invested in these little guys. Very. I watch them more times than I want, but they're getting ready to sprout their little wings, and they already have wingspans of like 5 foot wide. Can you imagine what the actual, how big the nest would be? I mean, to have 3 birds with at least 5 foot wingspans, but at like 10, I think they're like maybe 12 weeks old at this point, they are like almost full size. I mean, it's like, oh my God. But all right, so Christine's saying that she's been watching them online too. Did you cry when the third one got blew out of the nest during the snowstorm? I almost lost it. I had a real hard time with that. A real hard time. But I was rooting. So the youngest one, man, I was really rooting for him that he was going to hatch. So I was really, it's like there have been like so many wins and so many like ups and downs. I feel like a parent watching my babies grow. It's just crazy. And it's been so much fun. So I waited to color the ears into the lightest color, because if you ever look at a raccoon, it's almost like their ears are like almost a gray. So now we're going to color this little bandit in, and we're going to use the warm grays. All right, so I want you to be able to see his eyeballs. So normally it would actually be like darkest around the eye, but again, this is my character. You do it, or do what you want to do. So this is a W7. And his little hand's gonna be black, and so are his little feet. Not quite black, but it could be a warm gray. But anyway, I've been watching them, but when the little one blew out of the nest during the snowstorm, I was so sad. I'm like, Mom, go find him. Go find him. Oh my God, I just kept praying that this little one was going to make it. But I know that, it's such a harsh world that they live in. I mean, like, not like most birds that like fly south. these guys, they tough it out in the snow and in the weather, and I mean, they are just a hardy bird. But gosh, I kind of cried a little bit. All right, so I'm gonna do every other stripe block too. So I just wanted to kind of map that in. And now I'm going to use the E47. The colors are so close, it's ridiculous. But I mean, he is a raccoon after all. Okay. And for his nose, I am actually going to do black. I am actually going to take my multi-liner. I'm going to make it black. Might not have been a popular decision. I'm going to give him a little bit of pink. Did his mouth. Gonna give him some grass around him. So normally when I use my scan and cut to cut this stuff out, I usually color first. That way I can like give it more grass and stuff around the perimeter. But I mean, you all saw me struggle making a card. Y'all didn't need to watch me standing there waiting for my scan and cut to cut the things, you know? Like, at some point I have to call enough. So this is E53. That's my lightest color. E59. And I'm gonna grab 55. And now we're going to grab the Sharpie so that we can all get it all done at one time. I'm going to give him little dots in his eye. And I'm going to give him like a little bit of a highlight in his tail. And I feel like his belly should have some speckles. And we'll see what other sparkles I want to do with these animals. I mean, we're just playing. And if you guys need to go, or if you've had enough of me, tell me. It'd be like, hey, this is way too long, and we'll call it a day. I'm doing this because I want to hang out. Okay, so Christine, yes, I have a scan and cut. And here's the deal. I know that I am a stamp company, and I know that my job is that I'm supposed to sell things to people. I was a crafter first. The most used item in my craft room is my scan and cut. So you can like stamp everything in black and white. The machine sometimes struggles with that, and it like doesn't recognize where it stops and ends, and it cuts things up and it makes you mad. I always color everything first, and then I scan it in color, and it cuts all the time the way it's supposed to be. And as a stamp company, and I'm telling you this, or as a stamp company owner, if I had it my way, I would not sell outline dies. I would sell you the SVG, or I would tell you to go get a scan and cut. A scan and cut, depending on which machine you could get, is a couple $100 to about $500, and you know, they originally were made for quilters. It's by Brother, like, you know, the people that make this sewing machine. I broke mine because I was stupid and I dropped something down it. I dropped a razor blade in it trying to fix it. I'm being very transparent that it was a me issue, not a scan and cut issue. 30 minutes after I broke it, 30 minutes after I broke it, I went and bought a brand new one. And like I said, it is my, it would be my hope that I could save you money somewhere. And as a crafter, I would rather have the markers. I would rather have, the stamps. I'd rather have 1,000,000 stamps. And then I would rather save my money on the dies. Now, do I think that there's a place for dies? I think like if you want dies that cut out individual sayings, I think that's great. But 9 times out of 10, when I make cards, I usually put my sentiments on sentiment strips. So I either use that make it with my cutter, or I use a die that's a strip or a comic bubble or something like that. I know that's not for everybody. And I know that there's a curve learning the scan and cut. Like, I hear it all the time. I also have customers that absolutely will not buy a stamp unless there's a die to go with it, which is why I still do dies to my dislike. I would love not to sell you all these dies and have my stock room full of them. Now, there's other stamp company owners that I am friends with, and they saw this little stamp set and they thought, oh my God, this is so cute. Do you have the dies to go with it? And my answer was no. I used my scan and cut. And they, well, we were going to buy this from you, but we want the dies. So in actuality, I kind of lost the sale because I didn't have the dies. So you ultimately need to do what makes sense for you. What made sense for me was, from a storage standpoint and from a money standpoint, I would rather spend the money one time on the machine and get really good at it. Okay? And then I would like to buy the supplies that I love. There is no right or wrong answer. I will catch a hell from any stamp company owner that's watching this. They will absolutely disagree with me and tell me it's bad for business to talk about this stuff. But I was a crafter first, and I will always tell you the truth. So, what would I be looking for this on Memorial Day weekend? I'd be looking for a scan and cut on sale. I don't know that there are any. Usually it's Black Friday. But, if you can't afford them, which again, I'm not getting into anybody else's finances. I know that Amazon a lot of times has the Affirm payments or Klarna where you can pay it on, on a payment plan. And that's maybe what I would consider. Okay, I put it out in the universe. Y'all do what you want with it. In the meantime, if there's a standalone die that does something really cool, like if it's a word die that does layers, or if it's a gift card holder, or if it's a standalone, I have a standalone cup, I would tell you that I would buy those all day long. And if I did a craft room tour, if my room was clean enough, I would tell you that I have a lot of standalone dies, a lot of flowers. I have a lot of word dies. I have a lot of, but outline dies, I do not. When I make them for my stamps, I have them because I need to test them to make sure that they work well for my customers. But Hi, Annie. Good to see you. Your order went out yesterday. I don't know if you got the notification. Hey, Annie, when you have a minute, I'm not trying to call you out, but I am calling you out. When you have a minute, I invited you to the DT Facebook page. If you could join that, because that's where I do a lot of communication. I email and stuff like that, but like just the type, like day-to-day stuff, that's where I tend to put stuff. So if you wouldn't mind click and join, that would be awesome. Now we're gonna do this. We're gonna do this little bandana in red, and this is with my highlight color, the R24. And again, you're doing like some really small areas here, so don't think you need to put like 3 and 4 colors in. I mean, look how dang cute it looks, and it's just got one color. You know what I'm saying? You just have to do what you can do. I know that there are a lot of colorists out there. I'm one of them that wants to do all the things, but realistically, our customers don't know all the things. They want to learn all the things, and I'm glad to teach you them. But I want you to be happy where you are. All right, so we've got 3 done. Let's see if this thing is holding together yet. So Annie, we struggled for like 40 minutes for me to make this circle card. I'm gonna zoom back out so you guys can see it. So that's how it's finally holding together. It was a dang nightmare with this. So it is holding together without the thing. So that's very cool. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna have our little animals kind of like all around. So we have some more animals to do, and I am gonna decorate the back of this so we don't see that mess. So Pam says she placed an order today too. Awesome. And then she also said that she's got about 50 to 100 Copics. So again, I am that person that I have full set syndrome. Like I have like 400 inks. Freaking ridiculous, you guys. Ridiculous. However, I think you could get by with 50 to 100, 150 markers and be really happy. I also think that there are a lot of other markers out there that you don't even have to use Copic markers. I'm never going to be that company that tells you that you have to do exactly what I do. So now we're going to do this tuba player, okay? So we're going to do him kind of brassy. We could do him like red or whatever. So I'm kind of like putting in my shadows, and I'm using this E23. So for those of you that put your orders in, I will get those packed tonight and to the post office in the morning so that you guys don't have to wait until like the Tuesday send out because of the holiday. Just wanted you to be aware. I really do try to give good customer service. I sometimes fail. I always try to be a good person, no matter what, but sometimes I fail at that too. All right, so now this is Y26. Actually, I'm going to wait to do Y26. I'm going to come in with Y19. But I really do appreciate all the orders everybody's put in. It really does support us and makes it so that we can keep bringing out fun products and our crazy little antics on YouTube and at shows. So I have a couple of you that are in Northern Kentucky right now that are on which is home to me. If I will be at Stamp Away in August, which is in Blue Ash or Sharonville. So I'll be teaching a class, and so will my friend Amanda, the Nerdy Crafter. So if you want to meet us in person and hopefully get a way better class than what you saw today on YouTube with this card, because I'll have all my stuff together. In fact, I've already taught that class on another show, so I know that class like the back of my hand. But I am not a fun-filled person, so this right here is like way out of my wheelhouse, you guys. Like, it is not in my wheelhouse, so I did that for you. So we'll be there. We're going to be in Atlanta. It's Duluth, Georgia next. I think that's in July. So we'll be at Expo there. We're going to be in Lakeland, Florida, June 26th for the Stamp, what is that called? Stamp Fest. So that'll be fun. I'm not teaching any classes there, but we will have a make and take. What else? We will be in Schaumburg, which is Chicago area. That'll be in August. We will be in Mesa, Arizona in September. So we have a really busy summer and fall. And I'm going to try to fit in a Michigan show too. Alright, so I told you I reserved that Y26, and that's just because I'm going to antique this a little bit. So at Stamp Away, since I've got some of my Cincinnati and Northern Kentucky people on here tonight, or this afternoon, we're going to be doing a patriotic class with the Some Gave All stamp set. I will have the dies available by then. And we're going to learn how to do that 3 different ways. We're going to learn how to make our own backgrounds without using dies. We're going to make a shaker card, and we're going to learn how to underpaint. So yeah, we're doing lots of stuff. Now we are going to bring in the E2925 family for this bear. Annie, are you going to come? I would love to meet you in person if you're able to, or else maybe get together for dinner and say hello. I always like meeting team members. Like meeting customers too, for that matter. But so if you guys haven't figured it out yet, Annie just joined our team. She's going to be part of the video team. Her and Pam. So they'll be on like once a month on the Pajama Crafter channel, and then several times on their personal channels. The key is that we're trying to get some more video and techniques and somebody besides me, because you guys, you know, I can only do so much, and then on show weeks I can't be here. My nose is itching so bad. So all right, here's a fun fact about me. I gave a lot of fun facts about me yesterday on video, because we were talking about fishing and about childhood. But I am allergic to paper. Not specifically paper. I am allergic to the way paper breaks down. So as the paper gets older, it kills me, you guys. So I did have a whole wall over on the right hand side, the whole length of my craft room of paper, 12 by 12 paper, from when I was a scrapbooker. And every time I would touch it, I would break out in hives all over my hands. In fact, right here, the reason my wedding band's on my right hand is for some reason I broke out in a hive there. I don't know. What does that say? Oh, God. Don't tell me. Anyway, so the paper I'm coloring on now is from our store. It's the marshmallow coloring cardstock, so I really don't have an issue with this. But this paper, this craft paper, has been in my stash for a very long time, because I think we've talked about it, is we've come out with a pebbled beach, which is more like kind of an oatmealish color. It's a way better craft paper than what you get at the big box stores. It's a real nice color. It's got a little bit of gray. It's got a little bit of cream. It's perfect. In my book, it's perfect. But anyway, this paper I'm allergic to because it's getting older and it's breaking down. So that is why I'm sniffling. That's why I'm rubbing my nose. That's why my hair is driving me nuts. Like, everything is just tenfold on my nerves. Like, I don't think craft paper should be almost that same color as an E25. That's just my opinion. I don't know what your favorite color of craft paper is. I know some people like the desert sand, which mine is a little bit lighter than that, but a lot more like color. And I'm always going to tell you I like mine better because I really do. I really, really like our pebbled beach. That and the name of it is just super cool if you ask me. Okay. Now I'm going to pull that E23 if I can find it. And we're just going to close in the highlights here. The loud cars are out. Thank you, Pam. Pam says that she likes my Copic coloring. I have spent a lot of time Copic coloring. So, oh, I know what does anybody see what I forgot? This right here is part of the tuba. I kept going, why is this not looking right? So I've done a lot of red accents. So we're going to do blue, even though it hurts my soul to do it. So I love me a good blue. Don't get me wrong, but I love red. And I love red on cards because, quite frankly, it pops. And when you make cards for a living or for teams, I don't know that I'm making a true living at it, but red is just really good to photograph with. So right now I'm like, the whole thing is going to be this light blue. Now normally y'all know I'm breaking all my rules that I color everything with my like darkest to light, but I know that that's going to be red, so I just kind of wanted to map out my colors. So I'm using the B28 now, and there's going to be a shadow around that feather because it's on top. And there's going to be a little bit of a shadow there and right where the ear is. Okay. There's a shadow here at the, I guess, armpit. Under the collar. Under the arm. And I'm going to color that whole part there. Where this cuff is, there's going to be one. And then I'm just going to do a few flicks in. And then this area around, again, I forgot another piece of the tuba. That whole part's going to be in shadow, but I'm going to use my mid-tone color for that. So this is B24. I'm going to do the rest of this in B24 down here. I'm going to do like a little swipe there. Kind of up there. now I'm coming back with that B21, and I'm gonna like color. I forgot the hat, you guys. This has not been my best life. That is for darn sure. I have been a hot freaking mess, and I don't even know why. I've just been a mess. That card really threw me for a loop when it didn't want to stick. And I had just made it like 5 minutes before I came on to see how it was going to turn out, and it just didn't. I can't believe y'all are still on here. Okay. Let's grab this R24, 29, and 46. So up the spine of the feather, we did an R29. My little dog is, I don't know if he's coughing or if he's, I don't know what he's doing. But that's the noise you heard. It's probably potty time for him. I usually let the dogs go potty before I'm up here, but I had to teach myself how to use the card. So now I'm going to use R31 for the muzzle. And there he is. You're here eating while watching or eating lunch. Awesome. What more can I ask for? So let's get out the Sharpie. I don't know about you guys, but sometimes I like to add a little bit of sparkle to my stuff. Buddy, you need to lay down. Mom's got way more to go. I feel like there's the drummer. Okay. So I did not stamp my stamp. Christine, thank you for stopping by. I hope to see you at Stamp Away. If you want this PDF on how to make this card, I will have that on my blog post, and I'll put that on the website. So we're going to do this little chipmunk, and we're going to be done. So I want to do his hat in red. Surprise, surprise. Now I know that some of these, like the visors, are black, but we're not going to do that in my world. We're gonna make it red. So that was R59. That was my scary dark. Now I'm coming in with an R29. You guys, I need to clean my markers. Don't ever let your markers look like this. You spend too much money on supplies to have them look this bad. Four, 6 is next. Two, 4. So Tanya, how are you feeling? Now we're going to go right back in. I'm breaking all my rules because I tell you guys like not to use your reds, like to use them last because you always can, like they tend to bleed. But I'm feeling it today. We're just going to get her done. That was 5-9. Okay. That right there is absolutely filthy. And what happens is then that gets filthy on the inside. And what happens is all of that crap dries and then it becomes sticky. And then you put your cap in there. And what do you think that does to your nib? It makes your nib sticky and it makes it not perform. And everybody wonders why they're having trouble with their markers. It's because they're not doing maintenance. Like once a quarter, you should be taking alcohol, like on Q-tips, and you should be getting all that crap out of there, all of that out of there, and you should be refilling your markers. Your markers with the caps on should be about 14 to 14 and a half grams. Get a jewelry scale so that you kind of know what you're looking at. But this right here is the worst. And then if you're like me and you like stage your pictures and you go like this next to your card, who the heck wants to see that in their picture? They don't. It just makes it look like you don't care. But really, if this is what your marker looks like on the outside, imagine what it looks like on the inside. Like all that crusty crap is being sucked up into that barrel, and then that's why we get those sticky, like, jelly blobs. So if you take care of your markers, and like I said, do as I say, not as I do. Like, I get it. Like, mine are a mess. I color with mine every day, which is part of the problem. So I should probably be doing marker maintenance once a month. But I do it once a quarter, and I am overdue. Okay. So I just thought I would share that, like, you know, everybody wants to blame Copic and say that Copic, like that their quality has gone down. I'm gonna say yes. I think that they have fixed a lot of their problems. So if you have the older markers, you're in way better shape. But the key is, it's like once you get them, like it's kind of like if you get a car and you never fill the gas tank, it won't run. If you never get the oil changed, your engine's gonna blow up. It's the same thing. You've got to refill these markers. You've got to take care of them. You've got to clean them. I mean, imagine what your car, like, think of your drink holders in your car, okay? Imagine what that would look like if you never took some Windex or some Armor All to it and you didn't clean it. That is why people are having issues with their Copics. You've got to take care of your investment. I mean, if you're spending thousands of dollars on your markers, for God's sake, take care of them. And I'm saying that, I know I'm pot calling kettle black right now, but I legitimately sit here for hours and I refill and measure my markers several times, like at least once a quarter. I should be doing it once a month with the amount that I color. So that is my soapbox. I'm going to leave it there. You do you know, but I'm just telling you that if you want the best quality for your markers, that is what you need to do. And this stuff where people tell you to only put 40 drops in your markers in the refill, that's absolute crap. They need to be, like a sketch marker needs to be at, between 14 and 14 and a half grams. And the only way you're going to know that is if you put it on a scale. If you can't tell, this is a huge pet peeve of mine. I mean, gigantic pet peeve. And in the beginning, I didn't know it either. Like, somebody had to educate me on it, and if that person's watching the video, she's probably dying at the fact that I'm, like, lecturing you. But I'm not lecturing you to to yell at you. I'm lecturing you so that so you know. And if you ever want me to talk about marker maintenance more, we can. In fact, I have a coloring book. And it comes with like a month's worth of pictures. And it's got a whole write-up about Copics and how to take care of them and all that stuff. And I'm not trying to sell you anything. I mean, I pretty much have told you a lot of it just as we've been sitting here talking. So Pam is saying that she does a craft room reset once a month. That's amazing. So there was a thread on Stamp Junkies where somebody was saying, I feel so overwhelmed. What do I do? Like, how do you guys keep your rooms clean? When I am in a slump, and I get into slumps with creativity or, ideas. Believe it or not, we all do. I take my room and I turn it upside down. That way I find my new friends and my old friends, and I get to do all kind of it's like I have all new stuff, but it makes me see stuff and it makes me reevaluate, like, do I still want this stuff or do I want to get rid of it? Because I said there's always like a time, and once I'm done with whatever it is, I donate it or I do destashes, because I think it's important to. Sometimes you just got to get rid of the crap and do something new. So I'm going to use the E59 family for this one. So we're going to do his little tail. My watch is supposed to be on silent. And it keeps ding. I don't know if you guys have heard it dinging, but it makes me wacko. So, okay, here's the thing, Annie, about your markers. If your nibs are like rubber and are hard, that means the core is completely dry. Like, there is no saving it. Just let it go and start over. Buy a new marker. I know that there are a lot of people that say that you can, hi Gracie, that's the bird. A lot of people say that you can like soak them in alcohol and you can revive them. The truth is, if this is rubber and it's hard, the core is already hard and dry too. So just get a new marker, as much as that's painful to say. Just get a new one. Enough! And the other thing is I always save the caps because these little ends come off. So if I have one where the lid doesn't seem like it wants to close all the way, then I switch out the lids. Looking, so that was the 5.7. We're going to use the 5.9. And just because I have opinions, you guys don't have to listen to them. I mean, everybody has their way of doing things, their own beliefs. I tend to share what I know and what has worked for me. If you're listening to me and you're like, nah, that's not for me, it's fine. You're not going to hurt my feelings. Because at the end of the day, they're your supplies. They're it's all yours. Like, it's not mine. So please don't ever think that because I'm on my soapbox that you have to heed my warnings. I just get on my soapbox because I've been there, done that, got the t-shirt, and had to spend some money. But I would rather spend $5.85 on a marker. And then try to revive it, buy a new set of nibs, and buy a new set of nibs and refill it, because the refills cost money, to find out ultimately that it's not going to work. So I think it's cheaper to do it that way. Okay. All right, let's put this card together, because we have been on here for a very long time. Let's throw all these markers to the side, except for the Sharpie, because I'm going to add something. So we talked about this and how this is really making me bonkers. So Pam, I have the one that you hear screaming at the moment. I have a cockatoo. She's an umbrella cockatoo. She is about 22 years old. And then I have a blue and gold. McCall is about 27 years old. So we are the we are the second owner of the actual cockatoo that you hear screaming. Her mama couldn't talk at all. She could only whisper. So when I applied to be her mom, her new mom, they gave her to me because of my voice, because she was used to it, and we were an instant bond. So the reason that she screams for me is because her other mom was with her 24/7 and she was retired. Okay, so I put this on the back so that you could write a note. Our BB, who is our McCall, she was with two older gentlemen prior to us, so we are her third owner. And she had it really rough. She was neglected at her because one went into a nursing home. They both went into a nursing home, but the one went into a nursing home, and the family knew about the bird, and they found it at home. But it didn't get the best care because the gentleman was elderly and quite frankly couldn't take care of himself. The second gentleman that she lived with ended up with Alzheimer's and couldn't remember to feed himself or to take care of himself, so much to take care of a bird. So BB was extremely rough when we got her. She had been at the rescue for a while, and the only reason they let me adopt her was because I have a husband, and that she was used to men, because she's very aggressive towards women. Well, my husband had never had a bird before, and he was terrified of her, which if you've ever been bit by a bird, you know they can be extremely harmful. In fact, she almost took this finger off at least twice. So anyway, for the first 2 years, I had to work with her every day because my husband was scared to death of her. And that was tricky, but I got her talking and got her to be loving. Well, then my husband, befriended her and found out that he really liked having a bird. So she then became his bird, which is super cool because she finally got the attention from a man that that she needed and wanted. And now, if I walk past the cage, she tries to bite me through the cage. However, when she is sick, she wants me. And this is a fun fact too. I just find it funny because, you know, they always act big and bad, birds. But when we had a tornado warning. Now, my husband and I are not like one of these people that freak out about storms. We are actually just the opposite. We usually are out on the front porch and we watch. Like, that is just who we are. But we did go down to the basement one time because it was pretty imminent. Thankfully, it didn't actually happen. But when we took all the animals down, BB, who was his bird, actually wanted to be with me. Is that not freaking hysterical? So they know who mom is. They know where their food comes from. They know where their water comes from, and they know where their protection comes from. And I'm fine if I'm just the person who, you know, does some of the things for them. That's fine. But the cockatoo, man, she wants me 24/7. Okay. That's a mess. Can you believe that? All those markers. Tell me, now that you see it in its full glory, is this not the cutest thing ever? I love, love, love this. Like, there is nothing about this that makes me mad. Like, as mad as I was at the beginning when I couldn't get it to come together. I was like I couldn't get the things to slide together. So I showed everybody this because this is the base, but I want to show everybody how to do it. Literally, watch. You guys watched me fight this thing for like 40 minutes when I did the other one. And it literally just slides right together. But I, for some reason, could not get it to work. But when I put it together on camera. So here it is. I think this is like the bomb. The bomb. And it makes me happy. It makes me want to, it makes me want to go do a cookout. It makes me want to go see a parade. It makes me want to get all my Americana stuff out. Like, I am for all of it. And I haven't even put bling on it. And I'm talking to you like it's the bomb, you know? I'm not one of those people that like loves everything they do. In fact, I'm probably my biggest critic. But I love this card. I mean, okay, I just looked at your desk and my first thought looks like a marker graveyard. My desk looks like this every day. And that's because I color with 4 to 5 color blends. So like the 2 or 3 that a lot of people do. But yeah, look, here, I'm going to show you this. Isn't that nuts? Every day. I put those away every single night, and every day I make it a mess again. It's just part of it, you know? Let's see what bling I want to put on here. I thought... You know, you guys, it's like first world problems when your biggest problem of the day is trying to figure out what color bling you want to use. So this is our new embellishment tray. when you order these are, you get they're $1.99, but you get 3 of them. And you just tap it, and it like flips them in the right direction, so you're not fiddle farting around with trying to pick them up. And it sits in the channel, and it makes me happy. Now I let that glue sit a little too long, so it's gonna be, that one's gonna kind of be too much, but it'll dry clear. Which ones is this? This is the boyfriend blue. Do I not have those in stock? Let's see if I can find my phone in this mess. Okay. Let me check the stock on that. Not Amazon. I was not aware that I didn't have boyfriend blue. This is actually my favorite color, and yes, I will place an order for those as soon as we get off, because it's my favorite color, and I always do that. But we have a bunch of iridescent ones. I get most of the ones that I buy have like the AB shift, like, you know, where it's like the cabochon, but most of them are iridescent. So there's an opalescence, which is like a clear that picks up all the different colors. That's what I use the most. I'll tell you what, Pam, I'll give you what, it will not be in the typical package, but if I don't have any extras of these, I might have like an extra one in the stock room. If not, I'll give you some of mine, and that way I'll just put it in your order so that you don't have to place another order. Are there any other colors that you wanted, Pam? Because I just restocked the Breakfast at Tees, excuse me. And I just haven't bagged them up yet. And then I've also restocked the Knockout Pink, which is like a fuchsia pink. It's really pretty. So yeah, if there's some that you want, just let me know and I can bag them up. Put them in your order. That way we're not doing the shipping game more than once. So I think we're done. I mean, this has been a really long live, you guys. So you tell me what you think. I'm really kind of proud of this card. I was so, oh my God, I was so embarrassed and so frustrated when we first started. But there's always more than one way to skin a cat. And what I love about this is, like, if it's going to somebody like in the hospital or in a nursing home, it sits up on their desk so they actually, you know, they can see it. So plenty of room to write a message on the back. All right, you guys have a happy Memorial Day weekend. It has been so much fun. I might pop on this weekend sporadically. I doubt it. We're gonna like plant the garden. We're gonna put up patio furniture. I'm gonna try to make it Kings Island this weekend. So those are the things that I'm gonna do. All right, bye guys. I love you so much. Take advantage of that 20% off sale. Toodles.